Please participate and try to validate your understanding. Otherwise, I think we are not able to move forward. So, what is the relationship between account and contact? Anybody? Please raise your hand and you can go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Arijit was first.
One to many relationship.
Which side is one? Which side is many?
Account side is one, contact side is many.
Okay, very well. Give me an example of a many-to-many relationship, which we discussed in the last class. Any example? Abhishek, go ahead.
Opportunity and product.
Opportunity and product. Great. So, what does opportunity signify? What is this table? What is this opportunity table story?
Opportunity is about order or deal.
Perfect. Fantastic. So, what do you mean by deal? Like, what does the deal contain?
Deal contains about the mm, product that is required by, from the uh, buyer side for from to the seller.
Absolutely great. Fantastic
Mm.
answer. Deal is basically is a combination of core products which a buyer needs, right? And a seller is trying to sell.
Mm.
Very well. So now let's take some other examples. I am selling products. So let me take some examples. So what we will do today, we will not work on whiteboard. Today we'll work with Excel. Okay. So let's see if we can make sense. You'll be surprised why I have not even opened Salesforce, because it's not relevant. So first we have to understand uh, tables very well. If we understand tables, Salesforce is very easy, because Salesforce is basically a combination of tables. So first let's understand how a table will look like in Salesforce. So what we will do, I will rename this to account. This is our first table. Give me the example of all the tables which we discussed in the last call. Account, contact, right? Give me names of other tables which we discussed in the last call.
User, lead.
User, great, fantastic. Lead, did we discuss lead in our last call? Last,
Sir.
we did, right?
Yes, we discussed.
Okay. What else did we discuss? Any other table we discussed?
Opportunities.
Opportunity. Great, fantastic. What else?
Product.
Product. Good. Anything else we discussed so far? I think this is what we first we discussed, right? So what we will do today, how does a salesman work? So let's see how a salesman will work. What we said, where do we start? A salesman will start his journey. How will a salesman start his journey? Which is the first table to start his work?
Product.
Is the product. In product, what is the column I should have minimum, bare minimum? Give me the name. Just go to the opportunity called Reebok. This is Reebok CRM. It's an Excel sheet. Okay. So
Product name and requirements. Number of requirements.
Name.
Hmm.
Requirement. If I store, will I store this in product table? Requirement.
Yes.
Whose requirement is this? If I have a table called requirement here,
Mm.
whose requirement?
We will also have a product type.
No, but give me a bare minimum requirement. What is a minimum value that I need so that I can create a row in product table?
Product name and price.
Okay, you're talking about price. So can I store price in product table? Good question. So what
Yes.
were we selling last day? We were selling shoe and cap, right? These are my two products. Where will I store my price? Before that, this question, you answer this question, I will ask some questions. So Reebok is a global product, a global company. Uh, does Reebok has the same price for the same shoe across the globe?
No, because it will also carry transportation cost and other things.
Transportation cost is where the user is situated. It does not matter. That is not the list price, right? Transportation price is additional price. But when we are talking about price, we are talking about list price. But will the list price be same?
No, sir, the currency will change.
Currency will change, absolutely. In India, it will be in INR. In USA, it will be in dollars. The same shoe will have different price. So if I have price here, what will you store? INR or USD?
USD.
Why? Why this colonial mindset that you will store a USD, you will not store a INR? What is wrong with INR?
It depends on the location actually.
It depends on the location. Good. So if it is depending on a location,
So it will have an address, like the postal codes for these postal codes or for these countries. The price should be.
let me give you another example. You have seen Burger King, right? Or you have seen McDonald's. You go and check. How do you check the price of the products which is they are selling? Or if you go to a restaurant, where do you check the price of the products they
The
are
price
in
in a
the
menu card.
menu card? So will a company like any restaurant chain or McDonald's will have the same price for the same product across the country or across the globe?
No, it will vary.
If it is varying, then you need separate menu cards for separate countries, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's look at it. So I have another table which is called menu card, right? Menu card is not a table in Salesforce. In Salesforce, we call it price book. Okay. Again, what? It will have on a name field. Here, I will say it is USA price book and it is called India price book. Let's have only two price book. Now, let's see these two tables side by side. I have one table, price book, which is actually a menu card name, and product. What is the relationship product and price book?
One to many.
Which side is one, which side is many?
Product size is one and price book size is many. Many.
So one product shoe is associated to USA and India. Cap is also associated to India and Australia. Both the like. So what will happen? Let's see in this example. So shoe is associated to India menu card. Cap is associated to India menu card. Shoe is associated to USA menu card because they will sell shoe in USA also. Cap is associated to USA also. So what is the relationship here? Is it one to many?
Many to many.
Why many to many?
Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt, sir. But the
Yeah.
thing is, my internet connection got interrupted in between, and I was stuck till price book. I was able to hear till that portion. Could you please repeat?
Price book is menu
And
card. We have two price book
okay.
here, USA and India. Think physically that I have two menu cards. Now my question is, what is the relationship between product and price book? We are seeing the relationship
to
like
many.
this. Many to many relationship. How? Explain.
Because we are not having only single price book. One price book can have two different products price, and different products can have like two price books listed on them, or a single price book listed on them.
So shoe is associated to India and shoe is also associated to USA. Cap is associated to India and cap is also associated to USA. That means one to many. And from this side also, India has shoe and cap, USA has shoe and cap. So every record on the other side is associated to multiple records in this side, and every record of this side is associated to multiple records in this side. Clear? Give me 1 minute. Hello.
Yes.
Sorry. হ্যাঁ বলুন ফোন পেতে পাঠান হ্যাঁ হুম 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 keep me sorry about it. So what are we seeing here? That we are seeing basically a many-to-many relationship, right? Is it any confusion from anybody?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So
No,
what
sir.
we saw for opportunity and product is same between product and price book, right? So in opportunity and product, we also saw the same thing, right? In opportunity, again, name. What is the other field which is mandatory in opportunity? Salesforce king head dekhi.
Product.
Product is mandatory in opportunity.
No, opportunity. I think it is opportunity stage, maybe.
No, no.
কে হাতে করে opportunity বানিয়েছে? Who has done it? কেউ বানায়নি। এই জন্যই হাল। এই জন্য কিছুই শেখা যাবে না। Close date is mandatory in opportunity.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
তাহলে order January 2023, order February 2023, দুটো order আমি বানিয়েছি. Let's have two orders. What is the close date? One in 31st Jan. One is 28th February 23. Okay. These are two entries in this table. What is the relationship with opportunity and product? What is the relationship between opportunity and product?
Many to many.
এটা কি করে লিখবো আমি? Shoe cap many to many হলো? রিয়ান স্কয়ার লিখলে একটু মনে হয় শুরু দিয়ে হবে কাট and let's paste it paste it here. ठीक है?
Yes.
Sorry about the spelling mistakes. So January has shoe and caps. February will also have caps and shoes, right? So one order is related to multiple items. Again, one is related to multiple items, right? One-to-many relationship both ways. So this is a many-to-many relationship. Let's now also see a one-to-many relationship between account. Account mandatory key আছে?
Account name.
name field again, right? Let's have two companies, TCS and CTS, right? Contact a key have whatever the mandatory fields in contact,
Last name.
last name. But for understanding, let's also have the first name. What is now? How will you associate that? Maybe the first person is Nikita Roy. Sorry, Roy the last name. What is the other person? Maybe Orijit Ganguly. Then what? Who is else? আমি এখন আছে সুশান্ত দে, অভিষেক মন্ডল। সুশান্ত দে, Abhishek. So we have 4 entries. How will I know who belongs to whom?
We need to mention the company name.
তার মানে account, right? TCS, TCS, CTS, CTS. Make sense? One thing to remember here is that I am not creating another table. Do you see this? Not required. For one-to-many relationship, the many side will have a relationship with the one side. So the many side will identify which records belong to which records in the one side. That's why the many side is called child and the one side is called parent. So in one-to-many relationship, okay, the many side is child, the one side is called parent. Clear? What happens on the many-to-many relationship then? Who is the parent, who is the child? Basically, in Salesforce, one cannot be a parent and again child for the same entity, right? So that is not possible. So Salesforce cannot create many-to-many relationship between two objects directly. For that, you have to create another table. Okay? And that table is named after the two parents it has. So opportunity product is the new table, which is also called a mapping table. That is basically a one-to-many relationship from both sides. Opportunity is related to opportunity product as one-to-many relationship, and product and opportunity product is related to one-to-many relationship. Both sides one-to-many relationship, and that is why this is called a mapping table. And that is how many-to-many relationships are established. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
The same game is with this one. What should be the name of this table? It's also many-to-many relationship table, right?
Yes.
So it is called price book entry instead of price book product. Okay, please remember this. This is a little different, but again, price book entry is a child of two parents, product and price book. Yeah, let's remove user for a while. We'll come to user a little later. So
Sir, I'm getting a bit confused actually. I'm sorry to
yeah,
mention that.
question, ask question. What is the confusion?
So you said just now the price book entry and price book product. There is a difference between them.
No. There's no difference. This is price book product was supposed to be the name, but Salesforce does not give that name. It has just changed the name to price book entry. It should be price book.
Okay. So that is a terminology that is established by
Mapping
Salesforce
objects are
itself.
always named after parents. That is the terminology. That is the convention. But here they have deviated from the convention.
Okay.
The main thing to remember is that many-to-many relationship cannot be directly done between two objects in Salesforce. you have to create a mapping table.
Okay.
Okay. So you need a separate table, which is a one-to-many relationship from both sides. Then only this will be a mapping table. How? You are already seeing that, right? One record of this is basically connected to two records of this table, right? Again, this is connected to two records in this table, right? That is why it is one-to-many relationship. Same here. This product, one shoe, is related to two records here, right? So these are 4 rows of this table. That's why it is a mapping table. And it is basically one-to-many relationship. Any question, any confusion so far? Tell me very clearly. It is basics, very, very, very important for you to understand. Now let us introduce some more features. By default, Salesforce will create a ID field in every table. There is an ID field, standard field called ID, which is there in every table. Okay, what is ID? ID is identifier. What is a ID identifier for you? What is your identification card?
Aadhaar card number.
Aadhaar card number. Good, good, very good. So, see, in your country, Aadhaar card number is works fine. Can you take Aadhaar card number and go to USA? Will that work?
No.
No. So USA, if I need to go to USA, then USA will generate a different record ID for them.
No.
For going to.
How will USA identify you? There can be many people with the same name, right? But you need to
USA
travel.
will.
What is bare
Okay,
minimum
so
requirement for your identification when you are traveling to a different country?
So for example, like just for example, I'm giving like we all Indians we have a PAN card number, right?
PAN
So
card.
each
Will that PAN
each
card ID is applicable in USA? Can USA government identify you
no
the PAN card ID?
no
Why?
my passport ID.
Now you are right. So your passport ID is an identifier of yours, right? Unique identifier of you. You will never have the
Yes.
same passport ID to another person, right? So why Aadhaar card is useless? Why PAN card is useless, but the passport is like useful? Why USA will accept passport, but it will not accept Aadhaar card or PAN card?
Because Aadhaar card and PAN card is to be valid only for in India,
Absolutely.
but passport is international.
Absolutely. So passport is an international identifier, a global identifier for an individual. That is the reason USA can identify you through the passport ID. Okay. But if you're traveling to USA with your passport, you're still an Indian citizen, right? But you will be a foreigner. Correct? So a identifier of a table is called the primary key. What it is called? Primary key. When this primary key is used to associate this record in another table, this primary key is called foreign key. Okay. Why that is required? I will come to that. This is a Salesforce identification. We also call it SFID, Salesforce ID. Okay, Salesforce ID. This is a 15-character case sensitive also has a 18 character is insensitive ID. It has two versions, okay, same ID. Don't worry about the 15 character. We'll only work with 18 character one. Okay, so treat it as a 18 character, something of that sort, like this one. Will show actual values. So it will alphanumeric value created by Salesforce. You don't have no control over it. Okay. So this is a identifier which Salesforce will generate for each record in a table, and this is unique. There will not be a same ID for any other record in Salesforce. Clear? That's how it is identified. That record is uniquely identified using the ID. Then Salesforce will create that ID for you. Okay, whenever you create a new record. What is that used for? Not only to identify that record uniquely. Why do you need to identify the record uniquely? We'll come to that later. The primary usage would be first to associate this record with another record. So in this table, there is no guarantee that TCS will not be another one. TCS cannot be another one. If there are duplicate names, the IDs will be different. So all the association in Salesforce is not based with names. It is only with this unique ID. Okay. What does that mean? That means in account table, we do not store the names. We store the ID. Okay. Let me give you the example. This is the record 1. This is record 2 ID. What will I store in contact? I will store record 1 and I will store record 2 because that's the unique identifier. Name is not a unique identifier. Clear? I will probably use A1 for better understanding. A1, A2. Okay. Why? I will come to that. A1. It is a 18 character. Okay. Don't get entangled with this one. Don't get entangled with A1. I will show you how it looks like actually. A2, A2. So this one will have C1, C2, C3, C4, right? Again, this table also has some IDs. Every table will have its own unique ID, right? Opportunity will also have O1, O2, 2 orders, 2 records, right? What do we name? Salesforce. Product table will also have its own ID, P1. So how will opportunity product be there? Opportunity product OP1, OP2, OP3, OP4 will also be there. Here, opportunity will not store names. Similar, it will not store names. So what will it store? Association. It will be opportunity ID. It will be storing product ID. All associations are not with names, but only. So I will replace this with O1. So January is O1. February is O2. Cap similarly will be replaced with P1, P2, P1, right? We have the product here, P1 and P2, right? Price book entry. It will also have its own ID, PB1, PB2, PB3, PB4. Price book, sorry. This is price book entry. PB1, PP2, right? So what will happen on price book entry? Price book entry PPE1, PPE2, PPE3, PPE4. This will, what would be the name of the column? What will this store?
Price book ID.
Price. Oh, this is price book.
No, this is a product ID, price book product ID.
Look at the column value, right? So it will be product ID.
Uh,
What will be the name of this column?
Price book ID, sir.
Price book ID. I will replace this with PD P1, P2, P1, P2. This will be PP1, PP1, PP2, PP. Why the names are all gone and all replaced by IDs? Is it clear for everybody now?
Yes.
Because names can be duplicate. Salesforce IDs will never be duplicate because Salesforce will generate all these IDs for you. But very difficult right now because this will be 18 characters something. How will I know what is stored here? Yeah, so let's see that magic in Salesforce. Have you logged into any playground so far? All guys? This is the first time you're seeing Salesforce. Creating of playground silence, that means nobody is basically working. So,
No, sir. I have created a playground and I have used
No,
it
sir,
twice.
it's already there.
okay. So I will create a playground for your batch. It's called batch 24. Very easy. Going here, hands-on orgs. You can also create it in any when you are doing any trail, you can also create it there. It will be stored here. So you can come and launch it from here directly. It takes a while, but let's do it so that we can keep a track. So far, any questions? Give me if you're facing any problems and any questions so far for understanding of this relationships. Tell me. So we have talked about one-to-many relationship. Where is the relationship done? In the parent side or the child side?
It is done in the child side.
It is done in the child side. And in the child side, how is the relationship done? What column basically creates this relationship?
Actually, we use the mapping tables.
Mapping table is for many-to-many relationship. I'm saying what is relationship is established using what columns? Not clear. So let's see this one. Which is the relationship column? Nobody wants to attempt. Oh, এত কঠিন নাকি?
So can you repeat again? So I can't hear
What's
it.
the relationship column in this table?
Which table, sir?
Sorry,
Are you talking about account contact?
are you not
I
able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Which
Okay.
table are you seeing? Which table are you seeing?
It's a account and contact.
Right now, which table is open?
Sir, it is the ID that will create a relationship.
It's a contact table, sir.
So ID is the column which is creating the relationship, right?
Yes, because that is the unique
Column
part. That is the junction part of creating a relationship.
everywhere. So opportunity is also related to account, right? Where opportunity will also have a account ID. Maybe I will have A1, A1, right? Opportunity
Yes.
product. What is the relationship column?
Master detail relationship, sir.
In this table, which is the relationship column?
ID, sir.
Which ID? There are two IDs.
The product ID.
Huh?
The product ID will create the relationship between the opportunity and the product.
This is the relationship column. What about this?
These are opportunity relationship column, sir.
So this is also a relationship column, right?
Yes, sir.
So this table has two relationship columns because it has two relationships, one with opportunity, one with product. Master or parent does not have any relationship columns, right? Like product does not have any relationship column. Opportunity is related to account, so it has a relationship column. But opportunity is also a parent for opportunity product. Similarly, price book does not have any relationship. Product does not have any relationship because it is not a child of any. It is not in the many side. But price book entry, how many relationship columns are there here?
Two, sir.
Two. So it has this table has a relationship with two tables. One is a price book table and another product table. Both are associated with the IDs. So the primary key of the parent table becomes the foreign key in the child table. Clear? Just like you have the passport. When you travel to USA, you are a foreigner. But you are identified by USA that you are a citizen of India. Similarly, contact is identifying the accounts using the accounts identifier, that is the primary key. So in contact, we will call this a foreign key. So all relationship table columns are foreign keys. Clear? So if
Can I please repeat once again? Like what I understood is, like, suppose there is a parent to child relationship, so the parent ID is the what it is called, the two keys you mentioned, foreign key and the primary key. So the parent the parent ID is the uh, primary key, and when it is getting related to contacts, so contacts is the many side, so contact is the child object. So that time the primary key is getting converted into the foreign key, right?
yes, a primary key in another table is known as foreign key. When a primary key of one table is used in another table for relationship, primary key is only used in relationship, nothing else. So when it is used in relationship columns, it will be called a foreign key. So this column is called a foreign key. This is a foreign key for account table. Opportunity, it has a foreign key of account tables, right? So when you hear the term foreign key, it is actually a relationship column or a parent column, right?
But sir, the
Hmm.
child object can never be a foreign key, right?
Why not? A child can also be a parent of another object. Just like opportunity. Opportunity is a child of account, but opportunity is also a parent of opportunity product.
Product, yes. Okay, understood.
So there is two levels. Any table can be a child of another table, can be a parent of another table. If it is a child, then it will always have a relationship column or a foreign key. Clear? Foreign key will store the primary
Yes.
key for another table. Any questions so far? What is foreign key? Foreign key is a relationship column which stores the primary key of the parent table. Clear? Any questions so far? Now let us see this in our org. Salesforce. So I will open the sales app, which is used by everybody. This is the app launcher. There are many apps, just like in mobile phones, there are many apps. Salesforce also has many apps. One of them is sales. We'll discuss sales. So all these are tables basically, nothing else. So we are discussing account, contacts, and so on. So let's create these account tables, right? These are some data already Salesforce provides for you, but let's create it one by one. Before creating account, let's see how a lead is converted. So our day of a salesman starts with creating of a lead. What is that? I will say, I will talk to Nikita today for TCS. This is the lead. See, it is exactly like a contact, right? Bare minimum record is basically first name, last name, and the company. So let's go back to our lead table now. So it is also having first name, last name, and company. These are three things. Last name and company are mandatory. What I did, I said Nikita Roy, TCS. Right now, account and contact does not have any Nikita Roy and TCS, right? See, in Salesforce, if I go to account, in account table, there is no TCS. In contact table, there is no Nikita Roy. Clear? It is only a lead. Lead is a person who is a prospective customer. They may or may not buy your product. If the customer is interested, then we mark it as converted. When we convert, you see, 3 records are getting created in 3 different tables. From company name, I am creating a record called account. The lead record, first name, last name, is creating the contact. And I have an option of creating opportunity or not. I don't want to create opportunity. I can just take this. But let's create order Jan 2023. Right? Now, if I convert, you will see there are 3 row records which got created in 3 different tables. One lead got broken down into 3 records now. So one record got broken down into 3 records. Right? So if I go back to my leads, you will see there is no Nikita Roy now. Gone. Nikita Roy is no longer there in lead table. Yeah. But now if I come to account, you will see a TCS has been created. If you go to that account, you see in the related list, you will see contacts. Similarly, if I go to contact, you can see Nikita Roy has been created. If I go to the Nikita Roy, I will see that account name is TCS. Okay. Similarly, if I go to opportunity, I will see TCS order Jan has been created, right? So 3 records got created from leads. So automatically there is 3 records that got created into 3 different tables. Okay, a lead is converted into 3 different objects. So you do not need to go and create a new account by yourself. So if you convert a lead, automatically this is done. But you can also create an account directly. You can also create a contact and underneath it. Let's create another contact. So when I go to account, I can go to account, and I can, in the related tab, this means all the child tables are now listed here. You see, what are the childs? Let's see these tables. I go back to my sheet. Account is the parent of which objects?
Account is the parent of contacts, opportunities, and leads.
No, in lead is not a parent of account. Lead got converted into an account. Okay, lead has a 1-to-1 relationship with account. A lead got converted into an account. Account is not a parent of lead. Clear? Parent is only when you have multiple records in leads that is associated to account. There are no multiple leads which is associated to account. Clear? So now you see, how can there be multiple relationship between account and contact? Because you can create new contact here. Let's go back to our sheet. In contact sheet, there are 2 people who were associated to account 1, which is TCS. Orijit Ganguly was also there. How can I create Orijit now? You see, account name is automatically filled up. If you are creating this from here inside the account, then the account name is automatically filled up. So the relationship field is automatically filled up for you. So I can just go and say Orijit Ganguly and save it. You'll see second contact has been created. So 1 to many relationship. Clear? So one account is now related to multiple records in another table. This is a related tab in which you can see all the child records of other tables. Clear? And in details tab, you will see all the fields of the current table. These are all the fields of account table. Standard fields. Clear? You can create a contact from here also. Nothing is stopping you. When you are creating a contact from here, you have to basically associate or search the account here. So let's see how we can create now a account from scratch. So TCS was converted from a lead. Let's create CTS from here. So I am on the account tab. I have now created a new company, which is CTS. I can create 2 new contacts from here. You see, what are the 2 new contacts? Sushanto De and Abhishek Mandal are associated to CTS A2. Right? How can I do that? I can directly create from here. I can also directly create it from contact tab. You can create it from here. You can create it from here. Same, no difference. So Sushanto A. Here I will search for CTS. You see, CTS has already come. Save. Again, I will go back, create another contact. This time I will create home. Abhishek Mandal. Again CTS, right? CTS. If I'm creating from contact itself, associating it, does not matter. If I jump back to now CTS, I will see both these contacts underneath it because this is already got related. Now the fun is what is actually happening, because in contacts, we said that it is storing the Salesforce ID. What is the Salesforce ID? Let's look at that. So if you go to this record, you see on the top, you have this ID. This is the Salesforce ID, which is unique for every record. This is the 18 character which is creating. Salesforce is creating for you. This 18 character is getting stored in your contact table to associate that with this account. Any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Let's see this in a more closely, right? Let's see this a little more closely. What is this field actually? Now we will go into Salesforce. Setup. Here, this is the object manager. This is where we create tables, we create new fields. Let's see this account a little more. In this account, you see there are many this is a standard object. Okay, when you are in the account table, you see these are all standard objects. Standard objects means these are already given by Salesforce. This cannot be deleted. Okay, if you want to create a new object, you can go ahead and create a custom object. Let's create a new object application. It will ask for a plural, and it will also ask whether it starts with a vowel name or not, right? That's fine. And save. So I have now created a new table. So when I create a new table, you see application, it will always have a _ C in your API name, and it will call custom object. So how do I identify between a standard object and a custom object? All custom object will have _ C in the API name. Clear? The same goes with fields. If I am on the account table, you will see there are some fields which are _ C. These are custom fields. Anything which has _ C is a custom field, right? In standard object, you can create custom fields. In custom object also, you can create custom fields. Every standard object will have standard fields. Every custom object will also have standard fields. Just like we created a new custom object, right? You see, automatically Salesforce will create some standard fields for you. Name field is automatically created by Salesforce. Anybody dropped? Yeah, Nikita, go ahead.
So for creating custom objects, the API name for custom objects will have __R, right?
No, _ C. _ R is for relationship. That is for joining. That we'll discuss this later.
Sorry. Okay.
Every custom object will have _ C in the API name. Every field will also have _ C in the field API name. This is the object API name, and this is the field API name. So every field will have a label and field name. Field name is the API name. What is the difference between label and field? Label is something which you will see on screen. API is the thing which you will use for your programming or automation. For programming and automation or your customization configurations, you will be always using field names. You will not be using field labels. Field label is only for display. That's it. API name will always be unique. Field label is not unique. You can have same name, like same field label for two different fields, but the field name will always be unique. Field label can have space, just like you are seeing here, account and the space site, account space source. Field name will never have any space. Okay, same goes with the object name. Object name also will never have any space. You see, this object has space, but the API name does not have any space. API name is used for programming. That means API name is relevant for system administrators or for you. For end users or people who are using Salesforce or inputting data, they will only see the labels. Okay. Any questions? Ask questions if you're confused. Okay. So now we have seen how a a object is getting created. So what is the relationship between account and contact? So let's go to contact. Let's see how contact is basically associating with account. So if I go to any contact, you see this is the detailed view, all things. So you can see this 4 fields on the top also. You can see all fields down below. So details is here. Here in the name of the field is called account name, and it is showing CTS. So you might be thinking that just now I told that a table is actually storing the 18 character record ID, but I can see the full name here. What is happening here? If you go back to the contact, you will see this is the field label, account name, right? This is exactly what we are seeing. This is called account name. But what type of field is this? The account name is actually account ID, and it is a lookup relationship with account. What is a lookup field? Lookup field is basically a field which stores Salesforce ID. Any lookup field, when it will store Salesforce ID, when it is shown on the screen, Salesforce will replace that ID with the name of the record. What is this? Account ID. It is storing account ID in the database. But when you are seeing on the screen, the account ID, 18 character account ID is replaced automatically, and that record name is put there by Salesforce. This is the Salesforce magic which is happening. So Salesforce is not showing us the 18 character. It is showing us the record name, the name field. It is automatically replacing the ID with the name. Why? Because 18 character does not make any sense. You will not be able to use this 18 character. That is why Salesforce is replacing this 18 character with the name of the record, and it is also hyperlinking. So you will see this hand sign. So when you click on this, you can jump into that record. So whenever you are seeing any field which has this hyperlink, right? Most probably that is a lookup field. Clear? So whenever you are seeing any kind of this hand sign on any of the objects, high chance that is a lookup field. Okay, there is no guarantee, but most of the time it is a lookup. Okay, so how contact is basically associating with account? Contact is basically creating a relationship with account ID. Okay, so it is storing account ID. Clear? Same opportunity is also doing the same. Here is the opportunity. Opportunity is also storing account ID. You see, this is the account ID. Lookup, right? Let's see the product. Sorry, product. What is opportunity product, right? Yes, this is the opportunity product object. It will have 2 lookups, right? One for product and one for one for product and one other for opportunity. 2 lookups, right? Similarly, price book entry will have 2 relationship, one with product lookup and another with price book. Any questions so far?
No, sir.
So we are seeing this in detail. So these are all lookup relationships. So these fields are all lookup fields. These foreign key fields are all lookup fields, which is storing the Salesforce ID. Which ID? For every record on the top, you will see this ID. This is actually getting stored. How do I believe you, right? Let's see this. I can see the data using a tool called workbench.developer. I will send this tool to you. So it will ask for is allow. You have to open this side by side on the separate tab, then only it will go. So now let us look at the account object. we are also using a query language. What is query? We'll discuss this later. So first we will show SQL query. Okay, which object? Account. Don't worry, what is this language? We'll learn gradually. But right now you don't have to learn anything. So you see, in the account object, all the fields are given here. I am only interested in the name field. So I will click on the name and I will use control and I will see this ID field is there, right? And I will do a query. This is actually the table which you are seeing in Salesforce. There are other columns. We will not discuss this. ID and name is what we need. Are you seeing? 15 rows are there. If you go back to account, all accounts, see, these 15 records are there. Every record is having his own ID. Let's copy this and we'll see this later. For now, let's just copy this. I will now jump to contact. Any questions? Anybody was asking any question? Go ahead. I will jump to contact now. In contact also, what is the first name? I have control, last name, and I will go for account ID, right? It has also has a ID. You see, every table will have a ID, and I have the relationship table, which is account ID. This is what is stored in contact table. First name, last name, ID of that record, contact record, C1, C2, C3, which I was talking about. And this is A1, A2, A3, which I was talking about. So this is the relationship column, which is storing basically. So TCS record we saved, right? You see, Nikita and Arijit is now associated with TCS. This account ID is replaced runtime when you are seeing on the screen by Salesforce. It is replaced by that record's name field. And it is also a hyperlink. Any questions so far? Good. So now it is time to look at all fields. So I have now created a new object, application object. You see, by default, it has created some fields for me. Name field is already created. There are some audit fields, which is also lookups. What kind of lookup are they? They are lookups to users. And what are these fields? We'll discuss this later. Okay, so these are audit fields. That means you cannot enter any value here, right? How will you enter records in this table? Tell me. How
So
will
to
you?
enter the records, I have to first go to the application to which it is related. This object is related to.
Tell me the steps. How can I
So
create
first I have
a
to click
record?
on the.
I will click where?
I will click on the what is that square box called? App launcher, I think.
I will click on the app launcher. I am in setup
Yes,
window.
app launcher.
I am in sales window. Which window will I use?
Sales
Sales or
window, obviously,
sales window.
not the setup. Setup
And-
is used for configuration.
Okay, good. Now what will I search for? I can also see
Application.
application. Am I getting any application?
So I will search in the sales app actually.
Yeah, in sales app. Is there anything called application?
No.
Why there is nothing called application? Because you have not created a tab.
Yes.
In order to create any record in any table, you have to create a tab. So whenever you are creating the first object, the second thing you have to do is to jump into home and create a tab for it. If you do not have a tab, then you cannot create record for that table. So this is where custom object tabs needs to be created. New. This is the application object, which is new. And I will choose any of the color schemes. Does not matter. Next. We will discuss this later. Just keep the default on. Next, next, next. Save. Now let's go back and search it once again. Refresh. Let's type application. Now I am getting application, right? Salesforce has already created now a tab and full-fledged windows for you to enter data. There is only one input value, right? Because only you have created one column. Let's go back to application and check that. This is the application, right? It's only asking for this value because the rest of these are audit fields. These are not these are not inputs. So it is only asking you to enter the name, right? Application name can also be made automatic by Salesforce. So if you go and edit this, you can ask Salesforce that I don't want name to be input field. I want this to be an auto number. And when you save this, it will also ask you what is the format I need to use to generate that auto number. So I will say app-0000 and start with 1. That means it will start with app-0001, 0002, 0003, and so on. So now, if you do this, then this becomes auto number instead of text 80. So now Salesforce will auto generate this for you. ID field, it is auto generating already. Please remember that. You are not seeing ID field here, but ID field is also there. Apart from ID field, now Salesforce is also generating the name field. You don't have to now input it. Okay. Now let us associate this to account. How will I do that? I will also create a lookup, right? We discussed this. This is a lookup relationship. Just like contact has association with account, I will now associate application object with account object, right? And do next. And next. And next. And save. So now I have, you see, lookup relationship created with account. What are the different kinds of fields I can create? So this is the relationship field which I have now created. We'll see how it works. Let's create some other fields. Auto number, we already see how it worked, right? We change the name field to auto number. We'll discuss formula field later. We also talked about lookup relationship. We will discuss master detail later. We will not discuss external lookup field, advanced topic. Let's see all these fields. What is a checkbox?
Yes or no value or true or false value.
Correct. So you can say that the application approved. Right. Let's have a business case. By default is unchecked. That means it is not approved. And then basically, I am making some sense out of this application record, right? So I have now created an approved field, which is a checkbox. Let's get another business relationship. Currency. How can I use a currency field? Fee, maybe application fee. Application can have a fee, right? Let's create an application. Yeah. It can be 2-character decimal place. If you put anything on the decimal place, then you have to subtract that from the length. It should be always 18 characters in total, right? So now it is 16.2. Next, next, save. What other fields? Let's create now something called date field. What is the date and date time field? What is the difference between date and date time?
So for date, it will only display the date for which the record was created, and date time will display both the date and the time,
Absolutely.
exact time.
So date will only have the date factor, date part. And if you have date time field, it will also have a time part. Let's see this time date time field. It will be easier because it will contain both. I will show it. So let's see you say counseling date. Something of that. A date. Counseling date time. Play with all the fields. Keep creating fields. Okay. And we'll give assignments today. So you have to do everything. Show me that. We have email. What is this fault?
Email ID.
Email ID means give an example. So we have a text field also, right? Which stores, you see, allows users to enter any combination of letters and numbers. Then why?
So email the field type will have a format.
This will ensure proper format. So why so many fields has been created by Salesforce? Because Salesforce will validate your data when you are entering itself. System validation is built in when you are choosing the appropriate field. You can, of course, store email IDs in text field, but it will not ensure the format. But if you are using the email field, then it will make sure that it is something@something.com, right? That email format is taken care of. You will not be able to enter any value. What is geolocation?
So it will display the exact location.
It is
Or
storing
something.
latitude and longitude value that you can use to map or point out to a map thing. Just like in Google Map, you can see a specific pin, right? Exact location. That is exactly geolocation. That means latitude and longitude value. If you want to store that, you can store that. It's a number field. Allows users to enter any number. Leading zeros is removed. Leading zero means you cannot start with 0. If you are using a number field, you cannot enter any number which starts with 0. If you have to start any number which starts with 0, then you have to use a text field. Okay, please remember that. Percentage stores percentage values. Phone stores formatted phone numbers. Pick list stores a list of values from which you can pick one. Okay, global pick list you can save if you want to use those values again and again. Otherwise, you will see application source. Yeah, so maybe email, Facebook, ad, website. These are the 3 inputs. The page application can be created from either of them. So I will have a pick list to store that. I also have a multi-select pick list. Multi-select pick list is something when you want more than one values to be selected, right? What can be use case? Maybe state preferences. We are also giving some West Bengal, Bihar, Odisha. Yeah, so I can pick more than one values. If I picking only one value, then pick list. If I can pick more than one value, it's pick list. Save and new takes me back automatically. So text can be letter and numbers, can be maximum 255 characters, not more than that. What is text area? Same 255 characters, but here you can use enter. That means you can break the line. Okay, in text you cannot break the line. Text area stores a lot more characters, and you can also break the line. Rich text does the same, but you can also bold, italics. You can also put images inside the text. Encrypted text is basically some characters, numbers, which you cannot see. It will show as star, 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 star. Time is just the time fraction of date time. So you can use this just if you need only the time, you do not need the date. In that case, use this. URL is anything which you see on a browser. URL, right? This is URL. Like a website. If you want to store the website of your customer, then use the URL. Any questions so far? There is a currency field and there is a number field. Why there are two fields? What is the benefit of a currency field or a number field? Two fields.
So number fields, that means you said just put it as just a normal number. But currency, that means in a dollar sign or rupee sign, like that.
Correct.
So
So you have a currency type. So if there was now no currency field, even
I
if there's-
wanted to add one more thing. If it is a number field, then we can't convert the currency, I think. So is there such kind of option?
what do you mean by convert the currency?
So suppose it is in Indian rupee and I want to convert the currency type.
What has to do with conversion? You're storing the value, right? Conversion, when you're doing a conversion, it's a formula you have to apply on top of that, right? So that can
Okay,
happen on one number also, that can happen on currency also. That's not the right answer. The right answer is the currency type is missing in number. So imagine a situation when Salesforce has not given us a currency field. How would have you then created a currency fee? Like if you needed like application fee for multiple geographies, what would you have done so that you can capture both the currency type and the currency number? What would have been your solution if there was no currency field to use? So now I
I
need
would have to
what?
create
Now I
a
also
new.
need the type. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
So if there is no currency field, then I have to create one.
You have to create what?
Create the currency field.
Yeah. What is the number? What is the field type you have to use? What field type you will use?
so you mean if your currency field is not available, then we can use a number field.
Only number field will be fine to store the currency value.
No, sir.
How will you store the
Text
currency
field.
type? If you use the number field, then the amount is fine. You have now stored the amount. Where will you store the currency type?
Obviously, in a currency field.
Currency field is not there. So if currency field is not there, then what will you do?
Sir, I will use the text field, sir.
Text field. So in text
Sir,
field,
no,
write
in
INR.
number field, sir, in numbers don't have decimal points. So I have
Numbers
to
have
use
decimal
decimal.
point. Same. Number has everything. If you go to the number field, you can also have decimal point. Same logic. There is no difference. Currency and number field is the same. If there is no currency field, then what is your solution to store currency?
So I will write that suppose $10, 10 and in text field I will write 10
You will
$.
never be able to do any calculation because that's a
Oh.
text field.
Oh.
If you want to do summation, you want to do subtraction, you will not be able to do it, right? All text field. Text field does not support these things. So what will you do? Be imaginative. Do you need two fields?
So if currency field is not available, then use number field only, because without you cannot have any other option.
That is, well, fine. Number field is accepted. Number field will store the amount part. Where will you store the currency type? Currency has two data. One data is the currency amount, that is a numeric value. Another part is the currency type, dollar, INR, anything. So there are two parts, two information, just like date time. Date time has two parts, date and time. If there is no date time, then you have to use a date field, and you also have to use a time field. Similarly, in currency, if there is no currency field, what do you have to use then?
So do I need to use the global pick list option?
Global pick list. Where is the global pick list value?
So then we can use this text encrypted,
Text encrypted. Why text encrypted? What makes
because we can use in a special character. That's why.
special character? In what is the special character in INR and AUD or USD? You can store anything in text field. It is a letter and numbers. Letters can be anything.
That would be possible from search from a browser like currency sign.
When
I'm not sure.
when you are saving a data of a currency, can it be multiple types, or it is a single type?
Multiple types.
When I am entering 20,000, it can be USD also, it can be INR also at the same time.
No, sir.
No. I need to convert it then.
Convert to what? What are you saving? Is that USD or is it INR or both? You can at a time save only one value, one information. You cannot save multiple information in the same field.
Previous example, you said that we can create two price books with different currencies. So here also we can do the same.
I
No?
will come to that. You have completely confused a field with a table. So we'll come to that. That is a good question. Let's ask that question once again. So where will you store the price of shoe and cap? In product, price book, or price book entry? Which table is the best table to store the price?
So price book.
Price book.
Yes, sir, because they have a item name and we can put also
In the price
the
here,
value.
oh, this is the price book, right? USA. I will save $20, right? $20 USD.
So
For
it
what?
won't be the
No,
price book
sir.
actually, because price book because we need the product, each product type's price also.
Give me the answer of the question I'm asking. Where will you store the price column? There are three options.
Price book entry, sir.
Price book entry. Why? Why price book entry? Why not product? Why not price book? Explain. Just giving the answer is not good enough.
Because in price book entry we can have we can get product like in shoe from Indian price and cap from Indian price and shoe from USA and shoe from cap from USA. Then
Absolutely. So
enter.
now here is the only table which gives me which product and which country, right? So this is the only table which has both the information which I need. So now I can say PB1 is USA. So my shoe is $20 USD. My cap is $30 USD. my shoe is 1000 INR and my key is 2000 INR. Because this is the only place where I can get both information. One column is not storing multiple information. A table is the same field will store multiple information. But at a time, a field will only store one value. Either it will be USD or INR. So
So
price,
that's why we can make a price book, right?
that's why
Because that's why you can make a price book because the price. Because these are two different countries, right?
two different country is not good enough. We need the information of the country. We also need the information of the product. A table, that is the mapping table, which has both information. So there I will create a field called price, and in price then I can store whatever price I want. So you see, any at a given time I will only have one information. Currency type is USD, value is 20. Currency type is USD, value is 30. Currency type is INR, 1000. Currency type is INR, 2000. So similarly, in application object, when I am selecting currency, that can only have one value at a time, either USD value or INR value or something of the sort. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now I do not have a currency field. What will I do? What are my options?
So I will use a number field.
Number field for the amount field, that's fine. I go back here. I have the amount field. It will store 20, 30, 1000, 2000. Where will I store the currency type?
In the price book entry.
Where is price book entry coming into the picture? We are talking about application object here.
I'm sorry.
In price book entry also, if it is the case, now if I have taken amount field, if the price is the amount field, then I cannot store USD, right? This is gone. So where will I store that?
So
So how will I identify this is
create a custom field called number text.
Custom field called number text, close. But is text a good field to use?
No.
No, it's everyone's
Why is it a good field to use?
So can't I create a custom field called currency type?
What kind of field will that be? Good answer. Currency type. What is the name of? What would be the chosen type? What would be the field type? What is the best field type to use here?
pick list, sir.
Pick list or multi-select pick list?
Multi-select pick list.
Multi-select
Notes.
is who is saying pick list and who is saying multi-select pick list?
So I'm in pick list, sir.
Why pick list? Why not multi-select pick list?
Because at a time, sir, we use only for the one currency, right?
Absolutely.
We cannot need multiple.
Absolutely. 20 cannot be USD as well as INR together. Not possible. It is either USD or INR. So it will always be a pick list value. So I will create a pick list and I will have USD and INR. Why not text field? Because if I create a text field, I can put some garbage information there also. Maybe there is no currency type called XYZ, but user can enter.
But sir, if I use a pick list, then we cannot be use this like USD symbol or rupees symbol, right?
And use symbols also. In pick list, you
Available,
are
sir.
not allowing people to like type anything. You are asking them to choose one of the values which you will accept. Right? That is the whole job of a pick list. So understand this very carefully. When you want people to not type any information, only choose from some of the existing values which you will accept. In that case, you will always use a pick list. Nikita, is it clear why it is a pick list and not a multi-select pick list?
Yes, yes, completely.
So now the job of a number and currency type or a pick list, both are done actually by one field, which is called currency field. So this is a power field which Salesforce has created. So now I am basically storing this. By default, it will have USD, but you can change that later. We will not discuss this as part of this advanced topic. But the idea is currency field is being used. So now let's see how this is working. So now this time we will go and we'll refresh the screen and we will see this new fields which we created. You see now the screen is looking good, better, right? I can now search the account. I have searched this account. Approved is a checkbox. It works like this. Application field, I can put a number. You see, automatically it adds a dollar sign because it is a currency field. If it's a number field, it will not add this. Date time field looks like this. This is a date part and this is a time part. You can change the time. This is the pick list, right? If you use only the time part, it will show only this part. Only date part, it will have the calendar only. This is the calendar. Source is this is the pick list value. So you can only choose one. This is the multi-select pick list wherein you can choose multiple values. You see, in account, we are actually storing the ID of the account, and that's why it is a hyperlink. So when I click this, I will be jumping into account. Clear?
Yes, sir.
We will stop today's class now, and we will start your assignment. Before that, I will also show one thing. You can create an app also. What is an app? App is a group of tabs. So we created a new tab, right? This tab we created. But can we create a new app? Yes, you can. So in the app manager, this is the where we can create a new tab. So this is the app, and we'll say application app, right? Or we'll say recruitment. Let's give some other. Yeah. And next, standard console, phone and dog. Keep it this next. Go and to next. Here we can select the tab. So let's select application. This tab we have created now. Let's also select account. Let's also select contact. Let's also select reports. And let's also select dashboard. You can also select home tab. Every tab usually has a home tab. We can select this home tab. We can bring the home tab to the top by using these buttons. You can arrange this like this. So next. And these are profiles. So I will just use system administrator as of now. Add profiles. What is this? We'll discuss this later. Just add it to system administrator. When you do that, now if you refresh the screen, you will see there is a tab called recruitment. You see? And if you click on this tab, it will now create a group of tabs wherein application is one of the tabs. See, so simple to create a new application. Not application, app. Inside that app, application is one of the objects, okay? One of the tabs. So we have created a recruitment app with our custom tab and some standard tabs and reports and dashboards. All clear? Any confusion?
Yes,
Now it is time for your assignment.